did the FBI get this information? They asked for it. In fact, you can see on the display on the screen here the email that was sent. The FBI told Bank of America, to recap our morning call, we are prepared to action immediately the following threshold: customers confirmed as transacting business in Washington, D.C. between these specific dates.
So what he's basically speaking about, and what Jordan Peterson is going to get into here, is how people in America are being tracked. Everything that they're doing, as you can see, customers confirmed as transacting either through bank account, debit card, or credit card through these dates, and weapons. So basically, an amendment that we have as an American is being tracked, and we are being technically targeted and watched, as I would like to think about it, because why would they need to do this? Why would the FBI need to track us? It's very odd. It's not of the norm for this government, because this upbringing of the U.S. is something that is different, and I would like to believe it's not the same as every other government that's came up in country, and it's something that we should live for. And this is quite literally showing that it's the opposite. We are being shown a different side of the government, and I believe it's been deeply rooted and has been growing for the past, I don't know how many years, 50 some years. So this is deep, and we're just now really getting to see this kind of ferment and prosper into this. It's what we see now, and you'll see this guy get into it and give us examples as what's happening.
So if you're in Washington, D.C., visiting your kids, maybe visiting your aunt, or maybe just a friend, the FBI wanted to know about every single purchase you made. And if you're a gun owner, look out, you're going to the top of the list. For simply exercising your Second Amendment right, you're on the FBI's target list. Never forget, the federal government got this information without any process. No warrant, and frankly, no notification. The bank didn't tell the customer that we're handing this information over to the FBI, the most powerful law enforcement agency in the world.
Yep. As you can see, it's crazy. It's honestly concerning, because this is what you see in other very totalitarian countries, and this is what we're seeing here in the U.S., which is supposed to be a democracy, a republic, and it is turning to something that it does not stand for, and did not stand for way back when it's being created. Of course, there is for discussion of the upbringing, but our goal and our attention was overall for good and for the people. We can see here it's turning into a super surveillance sort of country, and something that is quite concerning to, I would like to believe, everybody, but not many people are understanding and are quite contempt with this, from what I know from anecdotal experience. And you'll see Dr. Jordan Peterson get into this and give us examples as to places that are like what we're seeing, but the final product. And we are just beginning and are quickly headed towards this. You'll see him touch on artificial intelligence and get into that, and how that has a major role, and how it might bite us in the near future. But many people like to believe it might help us. So let's get into this.
These FBI agents, Mr. Hill, Mr. Bonvalata, Mr. Jensen, they all said this was wrong, and in fact sent the information back to FBI headquarters in D.C. So that's how our investigation began. But since then, and we continue to investigate, but since then, we've learned, Mr. Peterson, your recommendation.
Now I'm just gonna skip through, go to his open statement. I think around here.
The system to which those electronic eyes are attached is the most complete state apparatus of surveillance yet imagined, with the ability not only to recognize faces at a distance, but gait itself when facial features are hidden or obscured. Such capability can
And here he is speaking about China, the Communist Party, and he is discussing how. Well, I'll leave him to describe it and tell us.
will soon be augmented to the point where the movement of eyes themselves, monitored by high-resolution and intelligent cameras, will soon be sufficient to identify any aware and active party. The demented, naive, and prideful engineers who so enthusiastically helped build this system call it Skynet, after the rogue and all-seeing technology that took such a dreadfully wrong turn in.
I mean, he's gonna say it here, but I'd like to add my input, and I believe we all know this famous movie called The Terminator. We all know about it. I'd hope most people know and have watched it and understand that it does not end well. Like they have this artificial intelligence that is something to not be reckoned with, and try to eliminate the human race. And you'll see Jordan talk about this, and it's something to really think about, because it's crazy how it was a movie that I would like to say I enjoyed, and now looking back on it, it's now might actually become true, or might become something that is similar, or something to worry about, and not something to enjoy like a movie.
In the famous science fiction movie Terminator series, featuring artificially intelligent robot intelligences hell-bent on protecting themselves by destroying humanity. The name also references a well-known Chinese phrase describing the reach of the divine itself. The net of heaven is vast, yet it misses nothing, which aptly describes the capabilities of the new state apparatus. The system is integrated with the so-called Chinese social credit system, which awards its involuntary participants with a score.
He is, if you're not keeping up, he's basically telling us about this software, or this power, like you like to say, this apparatus that is like Skynet. They named it Skynet, which he described is the all-seeing eye that can see everything. And it can basically understand all the movements, everything, identify you, and create this profile for you, for the visitors that go to China and for the residents in China. So everybody is getting profiled, everybody is being recognized and put in this database, and it is an artificial intelligence. And it's scary because everything spreads, and I would hope this doesn't spread and get to, but as we have here, Peterson is speaking about it and speaking about this entity that is showing concern and the violations of privacy of everybody around the world, and especially us Americans. As you can see, he's speaking to us,
indicating their compliance with the dictates of the Chinese Communist Party, allowing for full control over access to everything they possess electronically, most ominously their savings and their access to travel. Certainly all modern means of travel, but increasingly as the electronic gates come up, even by walking. If you're Chinese or a visitor, your access to the world can be reduced to zero if your social credit score falls beyond an arbitrary minimum.
here he goes into something that is concerning for the Communist Party, for China, and it's something that is not really, I believe, the topic of discussion right now, but it is definitely something to worry about if you are visiting China, and it it is something, and it is something scary to look out for.
This allows you purposefully to be shut out of all activities that can be virtualized. And in a rapidly virtualizing world, this increasingly means all activities: driving, shopping, working, eating, finding shelter, even
In this next section, he is going to discuss about how the Chinese party, the Communist Party in China, they are creating this sort of slave environment there. And I'm not sure if you know, but everybody, like, we're all connected to China. Everything that we buy from Amazon, from mostly everywhere, mostly Amazon. A lot of people use Amazon. It's widely used in America. It's all the stuff is coming from China, so all the information, everything is going to them. So this is not new. This is something that's been known. Our data gets sold. Everything from our personalities getting sold to these places that manufacture these items that we like to buy and use in our daily lives. So just keep that in mind. This does have some correlation with us. I'm going to skip this because he goes on for a lot longer than he is allowed, but I'll go to this conclusion.
that in the real world shape our attitudes, conduct, and personality can be manipulated to the degree that we will not even be able to see a reality outside which that has been constructed by the superstate. The ultimate fascist collusion between gigantic self-interested corporations and paranoid security-obsessed anti-human governments. We're already...
See, he's hitting on the topic where these corporations that we buy from are using these other governments to manufacture and get a profit, and the way they are connected and intertwined with each other is the corporation lives or is advertising their stuff but makes their stuff in another area, which would be China. And China, as we know, is not a really supportive environment and country for rights, as I would like to believe, and I hope everybody else would believe that too, depending on your political beliefs. But and then we are buying stuff, and we are then giving the knowledge to these companies, which is therefore being transported to these other countries, aka country that is China. So
selling our souls to the superstate for the purposes of immediate gratification, while being enticed to do so by
Mr. Chairman, could the witness be asked to summarize, please?
this story is actually summarized, but I'm going to skip ahead to a question that I believe is significant, because this guy is going to ask, why not embrace the AI and surveillance state and for improved safety? It is a valid point, but it's a very thin line that we're walking on, and it's something to think about. Definitely a question to look on.
Peterson, why are you such a Luddite? Why don't you embrace artificial intelligence and facial recognition and massive computer surveillance and cameras on every street corner so that we could all be safer?
Well, because there's tremendous danger and too much security. If the emerging collusion between government and corporation, gigantic corporation, continues in the manner that it is continuing, there won't be anything that you do that can't be used against you and will be used against you in very short order. And the concerns that are expressed here about...
What I believe he's trying to say is that since everything will be surveillanced, they'll be looking at the minute and minuscule things that you are doing, depending on what you're buying. For example, in the beginning of the video, how the chairman, Jordan, he was talking about how the FBI in America is tracking us, or individuals that are using their credit card, debit card, and are buying guns, and are putting them on a sort of list of awareness, like how much they need to watch out for this individual. So it is something to worry about, because it can get too overbearing and too exposing and violating our privacy for simple things like our rights that are just our natural born rights.
The local consequences of that, let's say with regards to January 6th, seem to me to fail to take into account the much broader threat that lurks underneath that everyone should be attending to. We're in danger of eliminating the private sphere entirely. That's already happening in places around the world, particularly in China, which is why I made reference to that. That technology is at hand. And it appears as though both giant governments and giant corporations are utilizing it in every way that they can manage. And it's often motivated by the claim that that's forestalling an immediate proximal threat. Right? Well, that's a short-term justification for engaging in a tremendous long-term danger. And it should be perceived as dangerous to those on the left who are politically committed, because it will be the politically committed who are first identified by such systems.
Yeah, he goes into how political ideas, how people are, and their temperament is going to give this surveillance state or surveillance power this idea that these are the people they need to worry about. But then he'll go into here that the people that don't really speak, the people that are silent, they won't need to worry about it, because these are the people that are contempt on what's happening. They don't really care. They just are worrying about their daily needs. But they need to understand that your daily needs are going to change. And the reason why you have your daily needs is because you're in a very exposing and weak position where you need a helping hand from certain areas of the government, and it's creating this this system that is not looking too good, and it's transforming us as a government because we are very closely connected, intertwined with big corporations, because that's where we buy from. That's where the politicians get funded from, is these big corporations, and then these big corporations are connected throughout all over the planet and world, so, and throughout every country, and countries that are they are going to benefit from. So it's something to definitely think about. It's something to, I would like to say, to worry about, to speak about, because I don't believe a lot of people are, and it's gonna come. It's coming soon, and it's here, and it's growing fast, and people are already using it. Governments are already using it. Countries, or a country, is already using it, and we know how. We've seen in history how power and these power entities that we make can easily destroy the world that we live in, and we've seen that with nuclear bombs. So this is nothing different, just a different sort of fighting and a different way. But I'm gonna go into the comments and see what there is. If you guys want to subscribe, you want to see me create more videos, of course I'm not gonna look through this whole video, but there's definitely a lot more to discuss and other videos I'd like to touch on. But a lot of people are grateful. Says, thank you, Dr. Peterson, for appearing to speak at this hearing. Yours is a different perspective than American, in the sense that you have seen what these systems lead into your own country. My prayers for you and your country in America. See, so gives Dr. Peterson more credibility because he has this happening in Canada. I'm not sure if many people know, but Canada's going through a very volatile state where they're being, I'd like to say, harassed, and their rights are not being respected. But they're not as deeply run as America. because that's us. We're Americans, and that's something to be proud of because of our upbringing and how we came as a country. A lot of people really hate this. They hate the people that our tax money's going to. But it's a lot of thank yous because it's something we need to talk about. Like, as you can see, this video has 600,000, and that is not even close to how many people are in America. So it's something that is not getting out there, and honestly should be getting out there. But thank you for watching. Comment down below what you guys think. If you guys have the same perspective, have the same concerns, or have different perspectives as what should happen.